Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Show Me the Money Zoom. This is Pam Souter, your Chief Networking Officer at Works Global, and we are so excited about this Zoom. I'm going to be talking to Presidential Diamonds who promoted and earned the $100,000 good bonus as a part of their promotion. So I can't wait for you to hear their stories, and we're going to start off with Leah. Leah, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
All right, Leah, if you could introduce yourself and tell everyone where you're from and how long you've been on board with That Works.
I'm Leah Buccarelli. I am from California and probably a little bit over 3 years, about 3 years, 3 months.
Okay, can you turn your speakers up just a little bit? We want to hear you better.
This is a newer, if I pull closer, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's much better. All right, so how long have you been on board? A little over 3 years?
Yeah, about 3 years, 3 months.
All right, so Leah, when you think about this, what happened when the computer flipped over and said you're Presidential Diamond? What did that feel like?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was unreal at first. It took me a little bit to realize that was happening. So, yeah.
When did you make the decision to go from triple to presidential?
I always had my eye on triple because I always believed I could get triple. So when I got triple, it took me a minute to realize I was good enough for presidential. And now I'm black diamond. So,
you've got a sizable team being presidential diamond. Isn't that the truth? Don't you hear people all the time not even feel worthy of being a ruby?
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to get into a belief mindset, and it might take you a minute, especially for the higher levels, to feel like you're good enough, and you're kind of watching those presidentials and those ambassadors and black diamonds, and you start comparing, and you get into that game a little bit, and you have to stop and stop comparing and just do your journey.
Leah, what's your background? Have you networked before?
Yeah, I swore them off. I never made any money. My husband thought I was crazy getting into this, and now he's in it with me. You have to grab a passion for the products. I believe that you have to believe in your products to be able to do this. And I grabbed onto that right away. I was a loyal customer first, so I grabbed onto that first. So I was real passionate about that.
All right, so when you made that decision, I'm good enough for Presidential Diamond, I'm going to go for it, did you change anything? Were you still building through the steps to success? Did you get lost along the way at all, or you just kept putting people on board?
You just keep putting people in. You're doing your steps to success. That doesn't change. You zoom in a little bit harder and focus a little bit, maybe go a little bit longer at night, a little earlier in the morning, and you just go for it. And you just keep putting people in and working with them and seeing which ones stick, and that's who you're going to be really focused on and work with. So,
have you made the mistake of trying to push people along and pull them along?
Oh yeah. I learned not to do that anymore. You really, you try to keep lighting that fire. And, I use the analogy. It's like when you've got chickens and you keep throwing the chickens up and you're hoping that they fly, and they keep flopping to the ground, and you hope they flop to the ground, and you're looking for those ones that fly. And those are the ones that you really want to work with, and you can't keep picking up the chickens. So.
All right, so when you think about the 3 years and 3 months, what do you think you've learned the most about yourself?
I've changed completely. Like, this business has changed me completely. I'm going to get emotional, but it's like what really changed me was my husband and I, we were good people. We weren't religious. We've been in and out of church. His family grew up Mormon, but he was kind of the black sheep. And I just had a hard time with religion, and going to conference and getting filled with that just changed me from being very selfish person to very giving. And once you become a giver, you're golden. So you have to give and you have to want to give to receive, especially in a business like this. So that's what changed me.
All right, so let's talk about that. I love that this happened for you, because you don't mean giving in a way of giving away people, do you? You mean giving in another way. Explain that.
Giving yourself, nurturing, teaching, being compassionate. I wasn't born and raised with compassion. I was kind of, I don't want to say hard-hearted, but I wasn't going to, I wasn't a big nurturer. So it's more of giving yourself. It's not, you're not going to give away the farm. You're not building people's business for them. But you're definitely there to help them and pick them up when they fall. And just love on them, even when you don't always feel like it. And that happens. So that's kind of what I mean by it's more emotional than physical.
Yeah, we don't always feel like loving even on our own children at times, but they're a part of our lives, so we give back to them and allow them to grow into whatever they want with it works. And so when you think about, all right, you've grown a lot emotionally, spiritually. What about wealth? How has It Works changed that part of your life?
Well, I'm not going to lie, that's pretty nice. That's changed a lot. It makes a big difference when you can afford to be more giving and nurturing, and that's a nice part of that. It's changed a lot. Like I said, I basically my husband sold his auto shop, which was very successful, to work with me full time because we can now afford that. So that's been a huge blessing. It's just changed our lives, and we've become where we have the freedom to give more. We go and help our local food banks serve food to the homeless and stuff like that. And it's been a blessing to be able to bless others. So, yeah.
I love that part of It Works. And no one's ever given the checks, back. They've never said, "Hey, this is enough." And now you're all the way thinking in Black Diamond. It is possible for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very possible. It's just a matter of time and consistency, and it's going to happen. So you have to stick through it, thick and thin. I mean, it's not always a breezy ride. You have challenges, but those are what make you stronger. So stick through your challenges for sure. And I will be Black Diamond.
All right, give us an aha moment.
It really was our first conference, and like I said, I wasn't really religious, so I wanted to go bar hopping with the girls, and my husband said he really wanted to stay for the worship service, and I was, I brought him along to conference, so I had to kind of go with his flow, and the Spirit was in that room, and I mean, I cried like a baby, and we're in church now. Everything revolves around God. God is first, and this company gave me that.
Beautiful. Leah, you're making me cry. Thank you so much, Leah. Wow, what a story. Congratulations on everything in your life today. Thank you for hanging out with us for a while. All right, let's go to Lauren. Lauren, welcome.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
It's great to have you on. So, Lauren, please introduce yourself to everyone. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been with It Works.
I am Lauren Dial. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, your neck of the woods, Pam, or close to your neck of the woods.
Yes.
I've been with It Works since September of 2014, so just coming up on 2 years.
All right, so I love Virginia. That's my home state, and you're on the opposite end of that. You're on the sunny beach side.
I'm on the beachy side.
Are you military?
No, I'm not actually. I'm one of the very few that are not. That's
okay. All right, so what was life like for you 2 years ago?
2 years ago, y'all, I had this same smile on my face, and I loved my family and loved my house and loved my life. But inside, I was sort of destructive and crumbling a little bit. I am in real estate, and the real estate market was falling out from underneath me. 2 years ago, I was putting my husband through college and our 2 kids in private school because real estate in the past had afforded us those luxuries. And I suddenly wasn't able to make ends meet. I was always running out of money before I was running out of month. And so nobody would ever know from the outside, but from the inside, we were just kind of slowly dying as a family. And so It Works came in to my life at probably the most perfect moment.
Lauren, a lot of people are like this. Right now, they're struggling and they're praying for something to come into their life. But a lot of times when you're in that struggle, it's hard to take a look at something. It's hard to believe and give something hope at that moment. How did you do that?
My sponsor, her name is Ashley, and she asked me to join her in this business the second day she was in. And I consistently told her no, because I was born and taught to go to school, get a job, go to work, check in, check out, and then come home and be with your family, pay for daycare and the whole 9 yards. I consistently told her no, yet something was pulling me to her, and I spent her bonuses every time she got them. I mentally spent them. I didn't physically spend them. I mentally spent her bonuses. And finally, my husband, I would tell him, I was like, oh my gosh, Ashley just earned this, and look at what she's doing, and she's paying this debt off, and here we are checking our bank account at 2 a.m. hoping that check didn't clear before this bill got taken out. And he finally just looked at me and said, why are you watching her? Why aren't you doing it? If you are so consumed with what she's doing in her story and you think you can do it too, why don't you? So that's what finally, I think his little push over the edge is what sent me flying into this business.
Okay, so when you talk about the doing of It Works, what does that mean to you? What do we do?
Sharing at that time, to me, before I joined It Works, the doing meant getting myself out of debt. And it was all about me and what I could do for my family. Joining It Works, I had never tried a single product. I didn't even try a wrap before I joined. She lives in Missouri. I live here in Virginia. We texted. That's really was our only form of communication. And so before, it was doing meant what can it do for me? Now it means sharing products and business opportunity, and It Works has changed so much of my life. We are able to go to sleep every night and sleep throughout the whole night instead of logging into that bank account like I mentioned before. We're able to do so much now that I love to share it with everybody else, not just what our products can do for you, but what our business opportunity can as well.
Well, if you were to sponsor someone brand new today, what would you first do with them? What would you tell them to do?
Somebody told me their first steps, I would say, besides log in and kind of familiarize yourself with our office, my first steps were go out and tell your emergency contact list, look guys, this is what I've decided to try, and share with them what the products are about and ask them if they would support you. And I think getting a win as a new distributor is so key. I think that so many people start and they don't have good traction and they don't know where to get started and where to turn even. And so somebody told me, find your emergency contact list. If you were in a bad car accident, who do you call? Do you call your mom? Do you call your cousin? Do you call your coworker? And just ask them to support you in this business. And then once you've got kind of your feet wet and you've got that win, then you feel so much more confident already that you're able to take on kind of a bigger project, I guess.
All right. So when you started, were you thinking perhaps Ruby, perhaps Diamond, and here you are now 2 years later, presidential? What were you thinking?
I am a shoot big girl. So many people say they joined for $500, and $500 would have meant the world to us at that time, but I joined for $5,000 each month. So I still can't really quite put into words being a presidential diamond means and what it means to our family. It kind of makes me almost cry, and I'm not really much of a crier. So, but it every single time I achieved a rank, I thought, wow, this is amazing. And it was so uplifting that I was instantly ready to push on to that next one. I was ready to go. I kind of live life with the pedal to the metal. I do everything all or nothing. I decide to move my daughter out of her crib, and she's moved that night, and she's got sheets and pillows, and she's ready to go. I mean, so every aspect of my life is kind of full throttle, I guess.
That's how I live mine. All in or nothing.
Right.
All right. So give us an aha moment.
My aha moment, I think, was probably like my third month into the business. I brought home a paycheck that I was a great loyal customer recruiter at first, and so my first couple of paychecks were not my $5,000 I wanted, but my third month into the business, I made more than my auto shipment costs, and I told my husband, I said, we made a profit this month, and this business is going to get us out of debt. And I think it was that third month putting that money in my pay portal, including all my fast start bonuses and everything. Just that was my moment where I was like, this could be absolutely the key to our answer to our prayers and the key to us getting out of kind of the current situation we were in.
Thank you so much. We loved your story. Congratulations on everything.
Thanks, Pam.
Thanks for being here. All right, let's take it to Jaime. Jaime, how are you?
Hi, Pam. I'm doing great.
It's great to have you on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so Jaime, let us know who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been on board.
All right, Jaime Hughes. I am from Alaska. I've lived here almost 17 years now since my husband and I got married. I'm a Florida girl, though, so I love that we get to go to events in Florida. And I've been 3 years, 3 months.
3 years, 3 months. I love it. Hey, did everyone hear that? Jaime is from Alaska. That's crazy when you think about it. You know, my family lived there. My sister was born there, and I almost was born in Alaska, but I came back into Virginia. Now, tell me this. How do you build this business in Alaska? Because you don't have a lot of sunlight a lot of time. I mean, it's dark and cold, and so tell us.
Well, I found this business online, and so I started online. I built to diamond on Facebook, and 3 years ago, social media was very different. I'm very shy. I don't like to just go up and talk to people, so blitzing was way out of my comfort zone. But I could talk to anyone, just messaging and posting. I did a few parties, but again, like I said, I didn't like to do a lot of that. So
how is social media different today? Facebook different than it? Because it is extremely different. But
yeah.
Tell us how it is different in the way that you build.
As far as the way it is now, or?
Yes, the way it is. I mean, what's the most effective way to build today?
Well, today I use just my personal page. I don't really use my business page. But in the beginning, I was taught, start a business page, start posting. We would post like every hour, sometimes every half an hour, and get likes on your page. And we did things like ladders. Don't do those anymore. It's just very different. And then all of a sudden that changed. So I was very thankful. I had brought some people into my business that loved to party, and they actually taught me how to get more comfortable with parties. So now we do parties all the time. I
I love it. So you do parties in Alaska. I love that. You know what I tell everyone? I say stay focused and stay in your gift, whether that gift is building through Instagram or Facebook, or you love to do wrap parties, because you're going to find someone within your organization that likes to do something you don't. And that's exactly what happened to you. So are you truly more comfortable with wrap parties?
Oh, much. Yep. We do them. We had at a point where we were doing them once a week, same night, same time, same place. My house was pretty central to everybody, so it was team wrap party night, and everybody knew, got a party.
How many did you have on average that would come?
5 to 10. Our big one, we had 12, and lots of kids that night. It was crazy.
All right, so would you recommend that for people then? Let's get wrapping. Let's have a wrap party, same night, a lot of our ambassadors have built that way. I know you're on your way to ambassador. So what do you say to that?
It took a while for us to get that many people. We had to probably 6 weeks of inviting some of the same people to the same place to the same time. And then once they came, they would ask us as they left, can we come to the next one and bring a friend? Of course you can. And we would do, a drawing for a wrap giveaway. And I think that enticed some to come back. But they had lots of fun. We would have fun things to do. Sometimes they weren't just wrap parties. We would do facial parties where they got to try the exfoliating peel and then do a facial, and just different things like that.
All right, so how has life changed for you?
Well, I've always been a stay-at-home mom. We have 4 kids, so that part hasn't completely changed. But we run our own businesses. We've owned our own businesses since we got married 17 years ago. And It Works has allowed us to change the way we do things. We used to run a full service fishing guide fishing lodge out 4 hours from where we are now. And very busy, just seasonal. Pretty much didn't see my kids all summer, or my husband, just taking care of guests, running almost around the clock for 4 months a year. And 2 years ago, we were able to change that. And my husband moved just into the saltwater fishing, and I didn't have to take care of anybody. I could just have a summer with my kids, and I almost didn't know what to do with myself. All of a sudden we had all this free time, and we could, do whatever we wanted. That summer we ended up buying a 5th wheel for our truck, and we were able to spend a lot of time down in Valdez with my husband. If we wanted, we could be there, or we could be back in Wasilla where we live, just playing, go to the lakes and go to the park and sleep in if I wanted to.
So what's the future for you?
Future, we're still working on that. We have a lot of things we want to do. We're looking for our dream home, and where we want it to be, whether it be here in Alaska or Florida is my vote. My husband says we can move to Florida if I buy him a boat.
Buy him a boat. You can get there are boats everywhere down here for sale. All right, so give us an aha moment.
My aha moment came in my business when I went diamond. I remember looking at that income chart and thinking that I'll never be at the other end of that. I don't even think I'll be one of those. And when I hit diamond, a light bulb just kind of went off, and I realized I just made a paycheck that is an average paycheck for most people. And I did it all from my computer. And if we can keep growing this, look at how much more we could do for our family, for other families. And, shortly after that, I was able to help another mama stay home with her kids, and it's just kept going. And that's what I love doing is helping people. So
Beautiful. Congratulations on everything. What time is it in Alaska?
2:30. My kids will be home from school soon.
2:30 in the afternoon? Ah, love it. Love it. Congratulations. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
All right, let's take the call out to Michelle. Michelle, welcome.
Hi, Pam. Thank you.
Thank you for being on. Michelle, are you still pinching yourself?
I am actually a little bit. I don't know when it gets real, but it hasn't been yet.
I hope it never gets really that real. By the time, it's just such a delightful place to be when you think about presidential diamond. I love the ring to it. And it takes a lot of courage and stamina and sticking with it and just believing in yourself to get to this position, being able to lead a team like that. So congratulations to you and everyone that's on tonight. So Michelle, please introduce yourself to everyone.
I'm Michelle Rankin, and I live in the desert of Eastern Washington State. I've been with It Works for about 2.5 years now.
So what were you doing 2.5 years ago?
I was a massage therapist, and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I had to work part-time because we're an adoptive family, and adoption is extremely expensive. And we were dreaming of having 2 children, but it was the debt was crushing us that we'd incurred with the first adoption. So I was praying for a way to pay for a second and doing massage.
Wow. And you've got to be on constantly. You have to be well. You have to be there in order to earn that income. Now you've got residual income coming in. If one of the children gets sick, if something happens, you can take a day, a week, a month. How does that feel to be able to do that?
The relief with that is immense. You're right. If I didn't have a person in my office, I didn't have money coming in. And, I was really slave to other people in that situation. And I like to take my family on vacation. As you know, we were in Mexico last week, and I try to take them right after we've promoted. And I know when I'm going to promote, God willing. And so I plan that vacation as a family reconnecting time. And each time that I've been gone, I've received, notification of our preliminary commissions of the largest paycheck that I've ever imagined. And I'm laying on a beach somewhere when I see that. And it's amazing.
That is very, very cool. I love the fact that you'll take the kids and celebrate. I think that's so important to be able to do that. And when you think about your life now, being able to be with them and take these trips, what could you say to somebody that just doesn't quite believe that? There's a lot of people that are listening that just doesn't think that this is real.
Oh, man. That's kind of one of my ahas that I wanted to share. I walked into a room, and it was Seattle Boot Camp, and I'd been in the business about 2 weeks at the time, and I expected smoke and mirrors, and I expected just kind of what I thought of in the industry and what I'd seen when I'd tried companies way long ago. And I walked in, and I was like, arms crossed, I am not going to buy into this. And I looked around, and I saw the most human, normal, everyday people. And I had this why not me? Why not? And I hope that I always stay human. My team will laugh and say she does. I'm liable to spill a glass of wine on me at new distributor training. It's just the way I am. And so I think, I had this fear that to go ambassador, I needed to change who I was and see myself in a mansion somewhere with, fancy cars. And then I stepped back and I was like, I can do this and stay true to myself and honor who I am. And my desire is to, travel the world barefoot, living in Airbnbs. And this business can afford us to do whatever it is that's our heart's desire if we stay true to ourselves in the process. I don't know if that answered your question, but.
Oh, I love the answer. I'll take the cars.
Yeah, okay, deal.
Kidding. Yeah, we can have it all, can't we?
That's right, we can.
That's what I love about this. You said something that we've heard a little bit through everyone, and that is really staying true to yourself. How important is that? And did you look outside of that and start to judge yourself against others that you saw that were at a level that you wanted to be?
Oh man, yeah. Stefanie, who you're going to interview in a minute, we're on a really fast moving team, and it's pretty easy to look up and go, why not me? What's wrong? They don't have anything I don't have. Why isn't this happening for me in that time frame? And I had a big aha around that. Was I was telling my husband sort of snarkily, oh my gosh, so-and-so just promoted to whatever level in X amount of time. I can't even understand how that would happen. And I heard myself say that, and I was like, that's the whole problem. I can't visualize that. I can't understand that. It's not in my paradigm. And until I can see it, it won't happen. So I started to work a ton on visualization and to see the next level. And I knew that I would be ambassador someday, but I didn't see it until I got close to presidential. And I have to work every day on that. I have to work on visualizing that next level until I can internalize it and kind of bring it into my heart. And then it happens immediately because I've brought it true for myself. You have to see it first in your mind.
You know, I love what you just said. And a lot of people are going to wonder, okay, what does she mean? What does she mean? You know, and I tell people to come to an event, because if you can open your heart to It Works and allow us to pour into you, then anything that you want can happen. And I truly believe that. So do you get still in the morning? Do you read from something? Do you imagine being handed the microphone at Ambassador? What are some of the things that you do?
I do it in the evening at night, and I'm one of those people that has a little bit of hard time closing the computer down at the end of the day, and so I'm getting a little bit better at that. And I decide it's time. I've done all that I can do. I'm going to bed, and it's usually in the wee hours of the morning, and I lay there for just a moment, and I start to kind of feel like right now it would be Ambassador. I just kind of start to feel that, and in the beginning, Pam, it's almost like two magnets that are repelling each other. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to bring it in, and I'm simultaneously like pushing it away. And I just kind of breathe with that. I just think, okay, you know, this is not something that I can fully visualize yet, but I work on it every single night. And pretty soon I can almost feel it sort of in my upper body. And then I just keep working on it. I just keep trying to bring that image of me at that level in. And pretty soon I get more comfortable with it, but it doesn't happen like the first day I try to bring in I am Ambassador. I'm just like, when I first would have said that as a Ruby, that would have been like an outside thought. But now that I've worked on it so often, it's something that I can bring into my heart, and I can feel that I am Ambassador.
And it is, I think that you nailed it right there. That was too big a jump, Ruby. Yeah. It's let's go Ruby, let's go Emerald, let's go Diamond, and let's build it through those steps, and then you're ready every step of the way.
Exactly.
Right, so give us. You said a little bit about aha moment. Give us one.
So I don't know that you'll remember this, Pam, but my husband, myself, my direct enroller upline, and Melissa Yardley had breakfast with you in Seattle. And you had just gotten off the plane. You were so gracious. You were so exhausted. And we just happened to have this moment. My husband and I couldn't afford the nice hotel that we were having the One Team, One Mission at the night before we'd stayed down at the Roach Coach Hotel. And we woke up in the morning, and I was like, we have got to get out of here. We're going to the conference hotel. And he says, well, let's just go out to breakfast. And I said, no, in my heart says we have to go to the hotel right now. And following that instinct, I don't think people trust themselves enough, but following that instinct put us connecting with you as you and Mike Patillo checked in. And Melissa invited you to eat with us. And we were sitting there, and I probably drank 400 cups of coffee. I was so shaky by the time we were done. I don't know what I ate. All I know was I was having breakfast with Pam Souter, and the aha for me about that was how normal and human you two were again. And I was just like, there's no difference. And then I just started to watch what you said and listened anytime you were on a call, and I could get my hands on it. And I was like, all Pam is saying is keep it simple, keep moving forward, and get out of your own way. I think I can do that. And even if I don't know how to do that today, I believe in myself enough to know that I can figure it out. And I just kept moving. But that breakfast was an aha for sure.
And I remember that breakfast. I remember getting right off the plane and breakfast. I remember getting right off the plane and walking right into all of you. And we're like, okay, we're hungry. Let's eat.
There we are.
Well, congratulations on everything. I just loved hearing your story, just like everyone we've heard so far. Very, very powerful. Congratulations.
Thank you, Pam. And I need to add that we did adopt baby number 2 thanks to It Works.
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay! Everybody's cheering her on, by the way. All right. We want to go out to Fallon. Fallon, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Great to have you on. I want to apologize. I'm trying to get my light right, and it's just not happening tonight. So I know I'm
doing the same thing. So.
All right. So Fallon, wow. You're a presidential diamond.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. So introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay, I'm Fallon Rice. I am from Houston, Texas. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been in business. I just had my 1-year anniversary.
1 year, okay. I love this. You know, we've heard from a lot of presidentials just in the last couple of days. 1 year to 5 years to 6 years. How does someone come on board and in 1 year build that quickly? What was going on in your life to propel you to do that? Because it's because of that it happened.
Absolutely. I had a huge why. I went to Baylor University, private school, got a great scholarship, but still ended with tremendous student loan debt, over $200,000 in student loan debt. I was working for, a firm here in Atlanta after grad school. I was hated, driving 2 hours to my client, 60, 80-hour weeks. Got my other dream job, which quickly did not turn out to be my dream job. And I knew there was something else that I was supposed to be doing. Plus I had all this debt, and it was just, I had this great corporate salary and was not able to make ends meet. I was crying pretty much every day at one point in the conference room at work. I'd go in there and hide. Sally Mae would call my phone, and no one called me at work except for Sally Mae. And it was just beyond embarrassing. I felt like I had no hope. I didn't know what to do. And I think Lauren said, you go to school, you get the job, and then you come out. And then I was stuck. I was so stuck. And that was It Works. And it really made me come in and build this business with urgency. Just like Lauren, I didn't come in for $500. I know that that's the foundation of our business. My student loan payments were $2,000 a month. And I came across my sponsor, Alina's page, and she wrapped me in a Starbucks bathroom. I was going on vacation to Cape Town, and I got amazing results. I still didn't want to do the business. And then I saw her post her promotion to Triple Diamond, and she got a $50K bonus, which still didn't really get me. But the one thing that caught my eye was the young lady that promoted to Diamond. And on the picture, it said average Diamond is $2,000 a month. And that was my number. That's what I owed Sally Mae every month, was $2,000. And I said, I've got to come in and I've got to go Diamond. And of course, how you build a presidential so fast. I wasn't looking for presidential. I wasn't looking for triple. I'm very competitive. And I knew that Alina went diamond in 90 days. I said, I'm doing that. I'm going diamond in 90 days. And I did it in 75. And everything just absolutely blew up and my business changed.
All right. So when you said that, there's a lot of people, Fallon, that are in that need over their head, not knowing how they're going to pay their bills. But they don't get started like that. They have that strong desire, but they don't. For some reason, something's holding them back. What do you think is holding them back? What's the difference between you and them?
You're going to think I'm lying. That is literally my entire aha moment that I wrote down, was that difference of what's holding people back, which it can be fear. It can be a bunch of different, things. But at the end of the day, you've got to get over it. I did not have the luxury to care about what people thought. I didn't have the luxury to care about posting and getting on people's nerves. I didn't have that luxury to sit in fear because I was about to lose my CPA license, for defaulting on loans. I was about to lose my career that got me into debt in the first place. So a lot of times their why just isn't big enough yet. When your faith and your circumstance gets bigger than your fear, you go to work. And that's it.
That's it. I agree. I totally agree. It's you get over the fact that somebody might say a no to you, don't you? Very quickly. You just allow that just to go away.
Go away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So life is different for you today. I mean, way more than $2,000 a month. That, the freedom that you have created in 1 year, 1 year has totally transformed your life. What is that life like now, and how does that feel?
It feels surreal. It feels like, I can go get my makeup done at 2:00 in the middle of the day at Sephora. I can go and have lunch, either by myself or nobody, So those things are amazing. Absolutely. I can hop on a flight. I can go home, visit family at any time without reporting to a boss. Like I said, I live in Atlanta. My family's in Houston. I have a nephew that's been ill for a year. I can not have to worry about trying to catch a flight back on Sunday night to be in the office. So, of course, that freedom is amazing. The financial, it's not supposed to cry yet. Financial side is huge, and it's not because of the money, but it's because that's what kept me up at night. That's why my hair was falling out. I did not know how. It was to the point, I've never actually ever shared this in a year of being in this business. I didn't even think I could get a husband because I said, my credit sucks. I've got too much debt, and there's no way that I'm even going to be able to marry somebody. Nobody's going to want to take me on. So I was internalizing all of that. And just to go to bed with peace every day I don't have words.
Well, I can guarantee if they're not already knocking on your door after watching this, knocking on your door.
He's in the other room.
There's so many people that are facing this. And so when there's someone right now that's watching this and they're still wondering, is this true? And if it is true, how do I do it? They want to know how, but really it's into that heart and into that why, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sharing, I think 2 people said it, and I said, no, don't say my aha moment. It's so simple. It is sharing, and that is it. And I'm trying to answer your question and not go into my aha, but I guess I'll
go
just
ahead and go into your aha moment. Give it to me.
Okay, so I'll just combine it. So basically, people have said, oh my God, how'd you do this? How'd you get to, top 150? Like, I went crazy Sunday. Like, I didn't even think that was my December 2016 goal. And the only difference is I didn't stop and I shared what I believed in. If you're not where you want to be, you probably should check your belief. You share what you believe. You believe in products. You believe, because of my results, I believe in the business because of the comp plan and how it's changed my life and the lives of my entire friends and family. And this morning I was like, God, what's going to be my aha moment? I know she's going to ask me. And I just want to read this really quick. In Jeremiah 20, it says, this is how I'm sure every single distributor that's listening has felt this way. Everyone mocks me. I'm in reproach daily. I quit. I'm not going to make mention of this anymore. But his word was in my heart like a burning fire. I just could not help it. Fear was on every side. I heard many, many mocking, yet the Lord was with me. And it's so funny because there's been many days I'm not sharing. I quit. I'm not sharing anymore. I'm fearful. I'm scared. My friends are mocking me. I've lost friends, and you just can't help it. You literally get the case of, I can't help it. I've got to share how good this is. I've got to share this product. I've got to share this business the same way that you share your faith. A no does not stop you. That's the only difference. People get told no and they sit down and they stop building their business. And I get told no and I say, well, guess what? I still got to put food on the table. And then, this is my aha, I swear. This morning in Philippians 4:17, Paul said, I'm not even seeking the gift anymore. I'm seeking the fruit that abounds to your account. Indeed, I have all and I abound. I am full. And another translation said, I have more than what I need. I want this to abound in your account. And so many people are like, why are you still go hard? You made it to this rank. And at this point, it is about making sure that other people have this abundant life. I made more the first 3 months of this year than I made it to my entire corporate salary last year in 3 months. Not even talking about April, just 3 months. I'm good. You can't overflow. You can't serve. You can't get to presidential. You can't even get to dime unless you're serving people. You can't serve when you're bogged down. I couldn't think about anybody other than Fallon when I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get an extra $2,000 a month to pay Sally Mae. I don't think about any of that. My entire day is, who can I share this opportunity with because they need this? I want them to live this abundant life. I want everybody on my team to be top 150. So when your shift changes to yeah, I'm going to share every day. Okay, wait, I changed my mind just like Jeremiah did. I'm not going to share every day because people are mocking me. So wait a minute, I just can't help myself because somebody else needs this abundant life. That just really came full circle for me today as to why I continue to share and build this business and keep it that simple.
That is beautiful. I'm the same way. Everywhere I go, I have to say something. Mm-hmm. It's like they're standing right there.
Yep.
If we've got the opportunity, we have the products, we have to share it. Fallon, beautiful. Thank you so much. Congratulations on everything, getting out of that debt, taking it and running. Congratulations. Thanks for being on. All right, Stefanie, thank you for waiting.
Yay. I'm good.
All right, introduce yourself to everyone.
I'm Stefanie Shandri. I am from Grimes, Iowa, which is a suburb of Des Moines. And anything else that you wanted me to say?
How long have you been on board?
I've been on board about 2 years and 9 months.
Oh, that's incredible. So when you think 2 years and 9 months, that's not a long time at all to totally change everything going on in your life. So what's life like today compared to 2 years and 9 months ago?
Oh, 2 years and 9 months ago, I was a full-time personal trainer and a health coach for a corporate wellness office. So I've always been into health and fitness, and I was working really crazy, weird hours because as a trainer, you're training around other people's schedules. So I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then sometimes not home until 8 o'clock at night. But I worked in a corporate wellness office, and so it was just horrible having kids and working those hours. And my husband also owns a business, so his hours were mostly in the evening because he worked with training athletes. So he was working evening hours. I was mostly working super early morning hours, which worked out great for daycare because we only had to have him there for a few hours of the day. But then I just never saw my husband, and I like my husband, so I kind of wanted to see him every so often. So that really made me sad a lot. I also really didn't want my kids to be at daycare. I grew up with a mom who stayed home, and I always pictured that to be my life. I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I also I really actually liked my job. I liked being a health coach. I liked helping people with their health, but I hated having a boss. I am just not good at having a boss. I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. I took entrepreneurial classes in college for fun, just because I wanted to. But back then we weren't really super struggling, but we were not saving anything. We were not saving a penny. We were just paying everything. We had student loans. We weren't paying any extra on them. And now last year, we were able to pay both of our student loans in full, both my husband and mine, 14 years early. I remember we were just like paying in the monthly payment, like it was coming, and we were just paying it. And then one day I just looked at the outline of when those student loans would be paid off if we just kept paying that payment every month. And it was, 15 years away. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to be old and we're going to still be paying our student loans.
We asked that question a lot of the It Works Hughes, who's still paying student loans and who's still over 40, and it's shocking to see the number of hands go up. There's a lot of personal trainers out there. There's a lot of people in the health industry. There's a lot of doctors in the industry, obviously, of health, wellness. Most don't believe that this really works. So how could you speak to them right now?
Okay, well, the funny thing about how I started is one of my really good friends, I was on a university dance team for the University of Iowa, go Hawks, and she started posting that she started selling this. And of course, I feel like back then everybody posted about the wraps even more so than now. I feel like we have so many other products that everybody posts about, but the main thing she was posting about for the first week that she had joined was the wraps. And so that was the first thing I saw. I had never heard about It Works before she posted that. And I was showing all the other trainers at my job, oh my gosh, look at this ridiculous thing that she's selling. I thought it was a quick fix thing. But then when I did more research on it, because I'm curious, I did more research on it and the other products, I then I was like, oh, okay, well, this seems like a legit product actually. And then she posted something about making money. And this, I'll never forget the post that made me message her. It's just simply said, sell 1 wrap, put gas in your tank, sell 2 wraps, pay your electricity, sell 3 wraps. It was just something like that. And I was like, I want to put gas in my tank. I want to take that off, because I was driving a good distance to go to work. And that was one thing that cost us so much every month, is I was driving this huge vehicle because I had kids, but most of the time my kids weren't even in there because I was just driving back and forth from work. So that was what got me. I was like, okay, yeah, I could use some extra money. Maybe I could make just a little extra money doing this. So I messaged her, and there happened to be a 1 team, 1 mission in my hometown that week that I messaged her about the opportunity. And so she's like, okay, yeah, come to this. There's a meeting. I'm actually driving to town. She lives in Cedar Rapids, which is about 2.5 hours from me. She was like, come to this meeting. And I was like, okay, I'll come. And in my head, I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to a stupid rah-rah meeting. I'm not doing it. And then I was like, well, she's my friend. I'll feel bad if I don't go. And then I went and I signed up on the spot. I don't even remember what your original question was. I'm going off on a tangent.
Oh, no, I love this. All right, so I want to go back to this. I hope everyone heard what that post was, because I love that post. Sell 1 wrap, put gas in your car. Sell 2 wraps, buy groceries. Sell 3 wraps, pay your electric bill. That is so true. And we just heard a couple people say, they were in for $5,000. But the vast majority of people that are watching are in for the gas. They're in for the diaper money. They're in for that student loan bill. So congratulations on all of that. And so the thing to do really seriously with somebody in that industry is just wrap them. Just get them the information, right? Just don't try to fight them on it. Just try to give them the information that they need.
Yeah, and lots of people I feel that are in the health industry that know a lot about health and how the body works, they really actually do want to know how the products work and know about the other products. Know that we're not just wraps. We have so many other products. The greens is what sold me on the whole thing. So I think just knowing, my visual when I saw it was, I just thought it was, I had done one of those wraps at a spa before where you got wrapped and you just lost water weight. I'd done one of those before. So I just assumed that's what it was. And I think that's what a lot of the bad stigma is on the wrap and from other people, especially in the health industry. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I've had some success, is because people trust me because they know that that is my background. They know that I was a trainer and a health coach, and that I wouldn't push a product that I didn't believe in. Because I'd never done any kind of marketing sales before at all.
Now, did you start off on Facebook?
Yes, and I still think I do the majority of my business on Facebook. I did a lot of parties, a lot of live parties in the beginning. In fact, I did a party on my own like 3 days after I signed up. My sponsor came down and did my launch party. Only 1 person came. So if nobody shows up to your launch party, that does not mean that your business is not going to be successful. And then someone had asked me about doing a party. So I was like, okay, I literally only knew about the wraps and the greens and the thermo fit. And I was like, okay, if they ask me a question at the party, I'm going to just be like, yep, let me just look something up real quick. I just kind of flew by the seat of my pants, and I watched Mackenzie Schultz do her party. She was huge in party. She's my ambassador upline. And I just learned it from there. I think you just have to learn. People are so scared to put themselves out there because they don't think they know everything about all of the products.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just start posting when someone asks you a question, look it up or ask someone.
So why aren't you still partying? They were working.
I still do.
Okay.
Just not as much as I was then. I was doing a lot of parties. And we do a lot of virtual parties, which I still prefer the live parties just because I like talking to someone face to face. But the virtual parties are great because you can invite people from all over the country. We do a lot of Zooms on our team constantly, and we've done Zoom parties before. There's a lot more options out there now. It's hard to get people to come to parties anymore, I feel like.
Well, there's so much technology there, but they'll still come. They'll still come like you. They'll be curious. They'll still come. They'll still try it. All right, so give us your aha moment.
Well, my aha moment was that I was a really strong, loyal customer enroller in the beginning. I didn't promote to Ruby until I think I was like 6 months into the business. I was just signing up loyal customers. I didn't even know about moving the loyal customers. So my enroller signed up. I think I was our first distributor. She signed up the week before I did. So we were just kind of like, signing loyal customers, doing our thing. And then someone in my upline posted something about, or I was frustrated because I wasn't getting just any distributors, but I wasn't asking anyone. And she said something, anyone who is interested in the products, throw out the opportunity option. And I was not doing that. And I was doing it out of fear because I was scared that those people weren't going to want to do it. And also because it just didn't cross my mind that everybody was a potential distributor. So she said that, and she said, be the runner that you want on your team. So I started doing that, and I started offering the opportunity to everyone. So I had gone Ruby, and then I fell back to executive. And then the next month was the last month of the good bonus. It was the time when they extended it out for anyone by the end of March of 2014. Anyone by the end of March 2014 got the good bonus. It was a 3-month thing then. And I was executive. So I was like, I don't think it's possible, but I'm just going to ask everybody. So I enrolled 12 distributors that month, and I got Diamond. I went from executive to Diamond. So I spent all those first 9 months trying to get to Ruby, and then I just jumped from executive to Diamond. So I tell my team that story a lot because, like Michelle said, our upline went double Diamond in her first month. So you see stories like that, and you're like, how is that possible? I can't even sign one distributor in my first month, let alone 20. And so when they hear that it took me that long, most of my team is new because I've turned my team over so many times. They just know me as a double diamond or a triple diamond or a presidential diamond. So when they know I have a real story that I struggled for so long to even get to Ruby, then it makes me more of a real person. So I guess my aha moment was when I heard someone say, offer it to everyone. That just clicked in my brain, and I was like, okay, I'll do that.
That is the key. We have to ask. We have to ask to receive. I love it. Congratulations, Stefanie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, I just want to very quickly go back around and everybody say goodbye to everyone that's listening. So Leah, come back on. Everybody please unmute. This is going to be fun. Leah, any closing statement? Anything?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun because no matter how high up the ladder you go, you learn so much from everybody. Oh my God, Michelle, and I mean, the stories are amazing. And just, you want to get on all these calls and things and events because no matter how high up you go, you're always learning. So it's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. Lauren.
I just wanted to say that I wrote down what everybody did, and we just talked to a massage therapist and somebody that owned a fishing charter, and I don't remember what you did, Leah, but your husband owned an auto body shop, and you didn't believe in faith, and Fallon's a CPA, and the health coach, and I just felt like that is anybody can do this business. You don't have to be in one set field. I was in sales, and I think sometimes people are like, you're already in sales, that's why you're good at this. But you don't have to be, because it's not sales. It's just like what every single person that was interviewed tonight said, that they like to share the product or share the opportunity. So it's not sales, it's sharing. And just everyone's backgrounds here tonight proves that you don't have to be from one specific direct form of work.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Jaime.
Yes, I loved every single one of these stories, and I love that every time I get on one of your calls, Pam, that I just learn something new. Like there is never a time when we've arrived. We just keep learning. And if you are hungry to keep learning, you're just going to keep going higher and higher.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being on. Okay, Michelle.
Well, I took 3 pages of notes, so I agree with what everyone has said so far. There's one thing that I tell my team over and over and over, and it's like, don't complicate this. We simply pass on our discount on some amazing products and invite people on an adventure. There is nothing more than that. When people are asking how, that's all that we do, and I just wanted to put that out there.
I love you, the way you said that. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Say it one more time for everybody.
Okay, we simply pass on our discount on some amazing products and invite people on an adventure. There's nothing more.
Love it, love it. All right, Fallon, any closing remarks?
I just want to really encourage everybody that's on the call, that's listening in, to do what every single person on this call said, which is believe that you can do this. You know, I believe that I could. I've never been the person that had a problem with belief. You tell me that I can be an astronaut, I will go be an astronaut. But in the last month, I've had the most fear hit me that I've ever had. And I want everybody to know that there's no difference between me and you. You might be fearful to get to Ruby. You might be fearful to get to Ambassador. But if you believe, you know, Michelle talked about visualizing. I think Leah talked about when she was able to believe, okay, I can do this. Someone else said after I hit Diamond, then I could see the next level. If you can just internalize it and believe it, it will then come to pass.
Love it. Thank you, Fallon.
Thank you.
All right. Stefanie, any closing remarks?
Yeah, I just wanted to say again, I know we mentioned this a lot, but to not compare your journey to anybody else's. Doesn't matter how fast you get there, just keep your eye on the prize, put those blinders on, and start running.
Woo! Love it. Thank you all so much. I so enjoyed this Zoom. I cannot wait to post it so the whole world can see it. All of you are absolutely amazing. Again, congratulations on everything. Thank you. Mwah.
Thanks,
Bye,
Pam.
everyone. Congratulations, everyone.
Congrats, everyone.
All right, congratulations.